Up. Hey, you wanna, like, take care of this, somebody? Like, as soon as possible? Because we're losing power. You guys better get on top of that, okay? I see some drones over there heading that way. Come on, come on, come on. One of you guys stop there. There he goes. He's working on it, right? Look at this guy right here. Don't worry, boss. Faulty cable. I got you covered. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Surviving Mars. I'm your host, the Birdman known as Falcon. This right here is something that's probably not unfamiliar to you. It's been making its way around YouTube for like roughly 2 or 3 weeks now. The release date is until the 16th, so I'd figure we at least take a little spin at this, see if it's something you guys want to check out on the channel. Let me know if you do. I could do a couple more videos. This is all about surviving in Mars, as you could probably imagine by the title. It's your own sci-fi colony builder in Mars. Really good thus far. I'm not a pro at this game, but I already took it out for a spin, and I'm having a blast with it. Let's go into a new game to get the ball rolling here. Since I'm still fairly new, however, I'm gonna go with the US. Basically, the countries will dictate what they give you in terms of like funding and also research. The US is a pretty good starting one. It gives you a good amount of cash. It also gives you 300 research per soul, which is a day in Mars, if I'm correct. So I'll go with that one. In terms of our commander, for this bad boy here, this is all basically just an easy boost for whatever you choose. I like the idea, however, of a hydro engineer because, you know, we're in Mars. I think water's gonna be really important. And so the hydro engineer reveals one water depot right off the bat for you. So that's fairly good. Company logo, this is all just superficial. I like the idea of the final countdown because it's the final. I won't continue because usually people really hate it when I sing because I have a terrible voice for it. But I'll go with the final countdown because why not? Mystery will be kind of like an overarching story that takes place. I have like maybe an hour's worth of time under my belt with this game, so I haven't seen much of this, but I do like the idea of the artificial intelligence because you got the HAL 9000, it all makes sense to me. So let's go into next here, and the first thing we gotta do is rename our ship. We gots to. I'm gonna go here with the space bird because I'm no longer just a bird in the skies above. Now we're in space, so the space bird will be our ship over here. And we have to remove a couple of things here because, as you can see, we have no drones to start off with, which is really terrible. So what I'm going to do here, as much as it pains me, I'm going to remove some polymers. Polymers are very important, but I think for this one it'll work out. I'm going to put some into drones, which is still only 2, not really enough. And I'm going to remove 1 Stirling generator. I'll do that, and what I'll do is with the extra bit of weight that we have now, I'll go with 4 drones to start off with. And the next thing we have to do is actually choose a landing site. So let me look around, let me find something, and I'll cut back in and we can continue going forward here. Alrighty, so honestly, I found something really amazing here. Again, I'm fairly new to the game, so I'm still, got a lot to learn. I'm really good with the early game, but the mid and late game, unfamiliar to me. But I found a location which apparently gives us amazing resources. Not really, the only thing we're missing is like the max in water. But the threats are low all around, so I don't have to worry about dust devils, dust storms, meteors, cold waves. So I like the idea of that. The temperature is also negative 18 Celsius. Normally the best one I think is negative 15. Everything else could even get colder. I think that's fine. And our landscape is going to be relatively flat. When you have uneven fields and maps, it can make it really difficult for building and also for expanding your different bases. So I think this works out fairly good. Let's go into start, and hopefully we have a good one here. Alrighty guys, so here we go. You guys can pause and read this if you want to. Tell us about what we're doing here in Mars. This will be our landing site down here, and I'm so happy to see this, which is going to be the water depot. The reason why this is available right now is because we have the hydro engineer. Now, we locked down because it's nearby. That could have been easily anywhere on the map, but luckily it's actually nearby, so we can set up our water production so we can make some fuel, oxygen for the humans, so we eventually be able to come down here and colonize as well. Welcome to Mars. Thank you. You guys get to go away. Now, the next thing we'll do is we have 2 probes, so we want to find out which of this area around us has any extra resources for us, because I'm not seeing any metals thus far. You have 38 metals alone, which is not going to be enough for my building habits, so how about we research right here.
Anomaly found.
And we found an anomaly with the probe. Perfect. Now, the probe lets you identify immediately what's in that area. Afterwards, you have to either buy probes, make probes, or just manually scan, which will take a bit longer, obviously, but we'll get to that pretty soon. So right now, let's go and also buildable areas 40, 62. We have 2 anomalies for research, which could be pretty good. Nothing for metals, though, which is a problem. This has 15 metals, you got 27. I guess that'll work out eventually. Sure, okay. And now we gotta set up a couple of, scannings for manual. And for this, we could queue up quite a few of them, so I guess we'll do you. Maybe not you, actually. Clear that one up, and clear that up like that. So this will be first, second, third, fourth, etc, etc. And that'll be done by itself over time, so you kind of forget about that at least for now. So we are ready to launch the Space Bird down here. So this will be the metal area. What I want to do right now is the drones that we have immediately will be commandeered within the radius of the spaceship. So whatever I want them to work on, it's got to be within the radius that we're seeing right now. They won't be able to go outside because they won't be able to be powered up afterwards. But we do have an RC transport which will help us out with that problem. And we also have a drone control hub if I'm right too. But at least for the meantime, let's go ahead and... this seems like it should work out. Let's keep that water near us so we could do something like... oh, I wanted to get that research spot too. I guess this works. Yeah, we'll just place it right over here. And now we could easily see our rocket shadow falling down below, at least rocket spaceship, whatever. And there it is, the Space Bird. It'll open up pretty soon. We'll have a couple of RCs pop out into drones and all that jazz, so that is step number 1. And we'll start by analyzing you, and then we'll probably go after that one. And what this will do, it'll probably unlock an instant research for us, which is something we have to queue up and talk about pretty soon. I like how I just zoomed on. Oh my god, they all zoomed on out of there. Easy there, guys. I know you're excited, but just ease on up. Building construction, yeah, I know all about that. So, right now we got some drones. The first thing I'll do is let me just pause momentarily and set up a couple of depot spots to get them out of the way. We're going to be collecting things, so we want an area to actually place them. Let's start with a universal one, maybe right over here. And then we'll also do a couple for metals. Now, there's not too many metals around here as we found out. So I think for now, only 2 will probably do. And then we'll also do concrete. We should be able to get a lot of that because we're going to have a concrete extractor here set up pretty soon. So for this bad boy, boom, 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 boom. I think 4 should be enough for now, I'm going to say. And the concrete's going to also create waste, which we need a dumping site for eventually. Dumping site for that could be maybe somewhere up through here. It's got to still be under the drone control though, so I could get there. So I guess maybe... yeah, I guess we'll just place it right there for now, nearby. So the depots are good to go. Let's do the research, and then we could start building here. So we could queue up to 4 researches, very much like we did with the scanning. I like to always start off with... oh, you didn't give it to me this time. I usually start off with making my drones and RCs faster, but here instead we got the Explorer AI. We generate 100 research per soul for each RC Explorer vehicle. Really? Well, that's going to actually increase our sponsor for research, so because we already have one of those. So we'll do this one first. And then we'll work with... I like the idea of sensors that are not powered up to tell if there's going to be like a sort of bad weather effect, so that could be pretty good. And magnetic filtering, Moxie upgrade, this will be for oxygen. How about we do that one second? Polymer factory is going to be really important to get that up and running soon, so we'll do that one and that one. And human social stuff we could worry about later, so this is what we're setting up now. I guess we'll just queue you up now as well. The first thing we're going to be doing here is going to be controlling of my anomaly boy, and you're going to be going down to here and check this bad boy out for us. Thank you. It's going to search it, scan it, and then we'll get some reward for it. You are the RC one that controls drones, so he's got his own drones. I believe he's got 4 that he rolls with. And what's cool about him is he's own powered up, so we can move him somewhere else to make them work from beyond this little radius from the ship. So the first 4 from the ship will work through here, but this guy can move anywhere and have them work out there. So very useful dude to have. And you're going to be for collecting for us. Now, what could we collect around here? We could collect right over here, so you go on and do that for me. Thank you. So, all the basics are now done. We need this concrete extractor as soon as possible, and then we have to worry about energy for it. As a matter of fact, we might need energy for it first, so how about we start off with power? And we do have 1 Stirling generator, which doesn't require anything. We also have the wind turbines, we have the solar panels as well, but because we need metals first, I think we will actually... let's set up the Stirling generator because it's free. Don't have to worry about building anything, or at least any resources available for it. And because this area is rather empty... where's my water? Oh, my water's nearby. Perfect. We could run a power cable line through here. Oh, this is good. So, yeah, let's set this up here. And once that's built, I mean, it doesn't have to be built right now, but we could also set up the queued up for the construction or the concrete extractor, and then the water one. And the faster we get this up and running, the faster we'll get through. Don't expect to see humans in this video or anytime soon because you want to have a really good production line before you worry about any of this stuff. So, let's see. That's my next anomaly checkout. You're doing that one, you're doing that one. And you, I mean, I guess we'll probably bring you up to here. So there's more radius for your drones to start working on that. So now with this done, that'll be built eventually once they're moving stuff. They're moving stuff now. Let's go over to extracting. We also have one drone hub. This one works out very much like the RC or even the spaceship. This will tell us where they will be working from that radius alone. Unexplored sector, that'll work out. You're up and running. We need to get some power cables running though. So before we do that, let's go and set up the concrete extractor. And let's see, there'll be 457 in terms of how much we're gaining. We can move this around and get a higher resource. 475, 503. That might be the highest one I saw, 533. Oh, 39. That'll work. And with this down, that down, next thing we need is going to be the water extractor.
Anomaly analyzed.
And we have one anomaly analyzed, which should give us a research if I'm right, or at least a big boost. Let me go down here. And because of that, we have now completed the Explorer AI, which is cool because now we get an extra 100 research per RC. So you see that over here, this little boost? Amazing. And it probably also gave us a couple of points into magnetic filtering, which is now halfway built. Amazing. So thank you for that. Let's have you now focus on the other one, which was somewhere off to the right. Yeah, there it is. Now mind you, these RC vehicles are indeed powered by, well, electricity, so this will tell you what their power is. We have to bring them in for recharging eventually too, which is the reason why we need these power outlets as well. So let's go to power cables now and start connecting everything that we got here. So power cables right through here. So let's see. You're going to be connecting yourself to our boy down over here. And then we're going to run this line, blocking objects. Oh, that's no good. I guess we'll run this line through here. No, through here. And then I'm going to do some weird loop-de-loop through here. Actually, let's connect you down to this one first so we have the extra drones already working. And then we'll run you here somewhere once I set up the water extractor. So let's focus on this bad boy here, and I think we'll go with life support. And we're looking for water extractor. Okay. Now here doesn't really matter where you place it unlike the concrete one, just place it nearby and it'll extract. So I guess we'll just put it down there. Let's go back to our power cables and then make that connection a reality eventually here. So power cables, connect from here to that. All right. Next thing we'll need is some water towers to store the extra water. We could also set up the power batteries to store up the extra amount of energy, which is something we'll probably do. Have you done collecting, by the way? You're my RC rover, and I'm looking for this guy. So he's got 17 metals aboard. He's still collecting. So we can start building some of the other things. How about you bring that back to me really quickly back over here? Just dump that off here, if I'm correct. So unload there. And we can start thinking about speeding everything up here. So the reason why I'm doing this is because if we have a couple of metals set up, they'll start building the other things we need. And we could go back to harvesting the rest of those metals afterwards. So he unloaded, perfect. Now you come back to doing your thing. I mean, our drones are also collecting and moving to where they need to be built, but this guy just has a high capacity of it, so that's the reason we wanted him on it. So here's a constructing of the concrete extractor, which is great. And after that, we'll get the water extractor too. So we have the dumping site right here. You'll be doing your thing. That's powering everything up here, at least for now. We might want to get a couple of other power sources, like maybe a wind turbine. And we can just place that like right there. It should connect.
Complete. Anomaly analyzed.
And the anomaly apparently gave us the magnetic filtering too. Or at least it finished that up from all the extra points we got. So that's done. Now we're working on the hydrosynthesis. I'm so lucky we got so many anomalies nearby because it's making us our first line of research just fly on through. Transport optimization. The RC transport harvest sources faster and increase maximize storage capacity too. So from 30 he'll go up to 45 and he'll also pick up faster. Not a bad thing to think about. So let's as a matter of fact, you be my number 3 now. All right, and what's this over here? We got hygroscopic vaporators. So this will increase the production of our moisturizer. Okay, it's something we might do, but it's not something I'm really too worried about at the moment, so I'll just skip it for now. All right, and while my drones are working, homeboy's off over there doing his thing, actually, no, he's done analyzing, so what I'll do with this guy here is we should bring him back. because there's nothing else for us to do. We gotta wait for the scans to now complete around the land that we're at. So now we're just kind of playing the waiting game. So you're collecting concrete for us. You guys are moving into the depot area, and you're still extracting that. Waiting for that, and drones. Let's speed it up then. And I'm gonna start thinking about setting up a power battery to store any extra power in case our systems go down for whatever reason. This requires, however, 3 and 2. Oh, we found a new anomaly from the scans. Perfect. You saw that over there as a meteor too. This requires the polymers, which are really rare, and those could easily break your run, so you gotta be careful about them, how you use them. So let's put the battery system like maybe here. That should connect to that, I'm pretty sure anyway. And that's about to almost be built, it does seem, right? Yeah. So we have another anomaly out there. Where exactly is that at? Oh, it's pretty far off. It's a really long trip for our dude. He can do it. But before we make that happen, we should make sure his battery's not going to run out. So how about you come on over here and get yourself souped up, sonny boy. I think all you got to do is just put him nearby, and he'll start sucking out the energy from our Sterling right there. And there goes the wind turbine finally, too. Excellent. And as soon as he's ready to go, we'll send him off for another anomaly for us. I'm not sure which one that one was. It might be for more research, which is just fine for me. It is more research. Perfect. And off he goes. I'll see you later, buddy. Good luck for you out there. Alright, so now the water extractor is running too. Let's slow it down, and let's start thinking about how we're going to move this. Now, the next thing we need as well is going to be the oxygen for the humans. So let's go over to life support, and we have the Moxie. So the Moxie, I kind of want to have water around here, maybe like oxygen down here. So we'll place you down here. Hydrosynthesis has been completed. Perfect. And let's go ahead and run the power line there as well. And we also have to run some pipes too. And what's really cool, you could actually put the pipes on top of the power line, so it's a really nice looking effect. I don't know, I'm just a big sucker when it comes to things like that. So let's run you... No, not through that. Like, I want a nicer effect if that's possible. If that makes any sense, I just want an... I guess that'll work. Sure. I cancel it out. And we need some tanks now because we're producing water, but it's not being stored anywhere, so I should have probably got the tanks up and running first, but that's on me. Not a big deal right now, though. So, tanks. Where do I want you guys? We have to connect you guys with pipes too, right? So, because this is going to be the pipe system all the way down here, I don't think it's a bad idea to have you here. Maybe we get 2 of them up and running. Do we have enough metals for this? We technically should. 24? Yeah, we're good. So, another one... down there. Okay. And let's see. Let's see about getting closer to the action over here so that the mob dudes can start doing their thing. Recall drones, move, interact, recharge, and salvage too. So we can indeed use this guy too, in case assuming my anomaly inspector ran out of juice somewhere in the middle, we could send him out there to power him up too, which is another good way to kind of get something back in case it's too far. That's the reason why that RC guy could be really useful sometimes too. So you're done collecting those metals. You have 7 of 30. Let's come down here and collect those, and then soon enough we'll probably have you go and dump things off again for us. Now, you're asking for pipes for this, which does indeed make sense. So let's go over to the pipe system now, which is going to be right over here. Now this costs 1 metal for 5 hexes. So running this all the way down here is going to cost us a bit of metal, but so be it. Sensor tower, yeah, I'll get to that eventually. It tells us about any sort of bad weather effects that might happen. So we got a cable fault over here, which my dude should be able to look into. Losing 6 every single hour. This section of the grid has malfunctioned and is now leaking. It can be repaired by drones. For 1 metal, larger networks will malfunction more often. So I think... hey, you wanna, like, take care of this, somebody? Like, as soon as possible? Because we're losing power. You guys better get on top of that, okay? I see some drones over there heading that way. Come on, come on, come on. One of you guys stop there. There he goes. He's working on it right. Look at this guy right here. Don't worry, boss. Faulty cable? I got you covered. I like how they all have like little faces to them, too. Oh, he just flew off. Wanted to observe that face working. Alrighty, guys. So, I made a little bit of forward progress here, so we can see some of the systems up and running because we're almost out of time with this video. Some of my areas have finished scanning as well. We have another concrete area nearby, which is great. We can set up 2 concretes over here, which is great. As you can see now, the connection of my water extractor is now set up with the towers. This still needs to be built before it, passes water in there, but at least these towers are built so we could store extra water in there. This pipeline system is going to run down to here once it's built, and it'll connect over to the oxygen tank bad boy over there. Now, the next thing we need to do for the Moxie is give them a tank to store the oxygen for the future humans, so I guess we'll probably place you, maybe not within that system. I guess that'll work. Through here? Should work through there if I'm right. Okay, so that's good. Oh my god, we have loaded up this waste area. Connected. And showing like it's not connecting, even though I'm literally seeing it right now. It must be connected to an oxygen consumer. Oh, right. Well, once we have the oxygen tank, it'll draw in. Okay, I get you. Okay, for a second there I was like, wait a minute. But everything's fine. Cool. So I'm going to say right now that we are going to wrap it up here. Hopefully this gives you a good idea what the game's all about. As I mentioned early on, it's just all about the drones. Eventually, we'll get the humans, and there it is. So now that it's producing the oxygen, it's going to store it into the tank. So that's very good for us right now going forward. All right. I will catch you next time.